Hey, what's up? Good day. Happy rising, good day. I'm here in the early part of our day. I've been doing it lately, but today, early. And ain't that great? It's a review period for the next 10 days, and it seemed more appropriate with the way the practice instructions are, that you could hear it early in the day. I know that for some of you, you're enjoying the reading along, and for some of you, you're practicing this. The practice instructions are pretty clear, I think, for the next 10 lessons. So I just thought it would be nice if you could, if you want to, you could attempt to. Practice along. So if you see the way I wrote it in the description, hey Michelle, hey. If you see the way I wrote it in the description, at the bottom of it, like the top is the lesson review. Today's lesson 81, which is a review of lesson 61 and 62, and that's at the top. But if you go and scroll down to the bottom, that's the review instructions, which I think I'll just do today. I feel like I won't read the review instructions every day. Maybe I'll put them at the bottom every day or something like that. But anyways, so that's where I'll start reading right now, okay? So this is A Course in Miracles, of course, and we're right on course. And a miracle is the ability to choose to feel love and connection for the outside, despite the outside, for yourself, forgiving, this feeling of connection, of letting go of any sort of feeling of disconnection, of needing to do something other than feeling connected. That's a miracle, the ability to choose to do that in heart and in mind. So anyways, for the next 10 lessons, it's a review period, and I'll begin here with a reading of the, hey, Brent, brother, good day, man. Thanks for the heart there, bro. This is the introduction to the review period. So we are now ready for another review. We're 81 days into our calendar year, hey, y'all. 81 days, and we're moving on. It's kind of cool, giving a whole year to miracles, hey? To mind and heart training, hey? It's pretty awesome. So anyways, we're now ready for another review. We will begin where our last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of each day will be devoted to one of these ideas, the latter part of the day to the other. So this earlier part of our day, and obviously if you're on the East Coast, it's already a little later in your day. That's okay. You can just extend it a little bit or something. I don't know, most of us stay up a little bit late anyway, so we're just going to review. We're going to dedicate the first part of our day to the 61st lesson today, and then the second part of our day to the 62nd lesson. Okay, so paragraph number 2 of the review. If you look at the bottom, I'm reading the introduction to the review periods. So the second paragraph says, the longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them. So 15 minutes of the immersive practice, and begin by thinking about the idea for today. For instance, I am the light of the world in the first part of the day, and the second part of the day, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. So the first part of the day, we're going to think today, I am the light of the world. And then we're going to review the comments that are included in the assignments. So you'll see as we read, there's some comments included in those assignments. We're going to devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly. 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly. So if you put your timer on for 15 minutes, it could be just kind of guesstimation, or you could actually kind of look at the clock and see if it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to devote those 3 or 4 minutes to reading over the comments on the lesson, and we're going to do it slowly, several times if we wish, if we need to just kind of review, and then we're going to close our eyes and listen for the remainder. I guess that would be like 11 minutes or 12 minutes. Repeat the first phase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering. So if you find your mind wandering, today I did actually, I was thinking about the Marvel movie I watched, Avengers Infinity Wars, with my sister and her family last night. So anyways, it happens. So anyways, just that's what happened earlier to me. So if you find your mind wandering, try to repeat the first phase where you kind of go back to those thoughts. I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world, and so on and so on. And then remember, there is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. So we're going to spend the first 3 to 4 minutes reading the written word there and contemplating it. Then we're going to close our eyes, looking for a message for us. One message I received was to go clean out. I have a car that I helped my friend restart and paid some remediation costs to get it going. And it's full of a bunch of stuff. So I had this thought that after your practice, go do that. Like, make that a priority. And I did. And so anyways, that's not like super spiritual or something like that, but it's listen and follow or something like that, and choose to feel good about it. Okay, so paragraph number 4. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Like, I had these distracting thoughts about the Marvel movie Avengers. And I did a little bit. I was able to bring it back, but I don't know how long those distracting thoughts went on. It doesn't matter really. Anyways, realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, like the Avengers movie, they have no meaning and no power. They could be, more annoying than that too. It could be it wasn't so annoying, the Avengers movie, but it could be more grievances or something like that, right? Replace them with your determination to succeed. So when you notice yourself having drifted off into thoughts of Avengers movies or whatever, don't be dismayed by that. I am determined to succeed. I am determined to hear a message. Don't forget that your willpower has over all. Don't forget that your willpower has. Do not forget that your will has power. There you go. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams, even the fantasies of the Avengers movie, even the dreams of, grievances and things like this. Trust it to see you through. Your willpower. Trust your willpower to see you through, and it will carry you beyond them all. Your willpower joins with the power of creation in this, the power of your creator, the power of your source, of God. Paragraph number 5. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. These practice periods are dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day not to leave your function unfulfilled. You're dedicated to salvation. You're dedicated to fulfilling your function as the light of the world. Forgiveness is your function. You're dedicated to this. Be determined each day to not leave your function unfulfilled. This is your function. It's important. This is maybe the most important thing. Purposefully, your purpose. Okay. Paragraph number 6. Number 6. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well, using the original form of the idea for general application, and more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the ideas. These, however, are merely suggestions. It's not the particular words you use that matter, so they could be kind of permutations of these suggestions, or they could be quite different, but obviously they'll sort of be pointing to the same way. Okay, so that was the introduction to the review periods that we'll be doing here. And now this is lesson 81. And I'm going to read both of them. And if y'all want to, not come back to Facebook and be able to see what these lessons are, you can go to acim.org, ACIM, A Course in Miracles.org. And you can find the writing out of this. There'll be like a banner at the top it'll start to scroll from the right of the screen to the left of the screen, or I don't know which way it shows up for you, but from the right of the screen to the left of the screen, it'll start to kind of scroll across. If you click that thing, it'll send you to the lesson for the day, today being the 81st lesson, so that you don't have to necessarily come back to Facebook if you don't want to. And it could be available in your browser already or something, okay? I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. How holy are you? How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world? Holy here, I like this word a lot, and I have some other Course in Miracles teachers that prefer to remind us that this word holy, you could say it means like indestructible innocence or clear clarity or something like that. Let me be still. Let me be still before my holiness. Let you be still before your holiness, your innocence, your clear clarity, despite whatever thoughts may be seeming to, be in the way about whatever meant or whatever thing, In its calm light, the light of your holiness, the light of your indestructible innocence, the light of your clear clarity, let all your conflicts disappear. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. In its peace, let you remember who you are. The peace of the calm light of your holiness, of your indestructible innocence. Some specific forms for applying this idea when specific difficulties seem to arise might be specific difficulties about, whatever thing you need to do or buy, or what someone seemed to mean, or what you didn't hope was not meant and didn't hope they didn't take it that way. Some specific forms of applying the idea when specific difficulties like that seem to arise might be, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let me not obscure the light of the world in me, my indestructible innocence, my clear clarity, my holy wholeness. And the second one, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. Let the light of the world, I am the light of the world, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light of the world. Whatever the shadow is in the mind, before the light of the world I am, this shadow will disappear. You can remember all these previous lessons, let me recognize my problems have been solved. I like the one, there is no will but God's. My conflicting thoughts about blank are meaningless. This remembrance is the light of the world that does have its subtle and yet profound effects. Psychologically speaking, this is like wonderful CBT, and radiantly speaking, it will have its effects in the world. So here we go, lesson 62, the second half of the day. Forgiveness is my function. And if you want, you can go back half through the day and listen to me read it the way I'm reading it. You could pause it right now if you want and not listen to this, but I think it'd be okay to listen to it. But focus the first half of the day just on that first lesson, the 61st lesson, I am the light of the world. 62nd lesson, the second part of the review for the 81st day today. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. For what? Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. My function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function as the light of the world that I will see the light of the world in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. My acceptance doesn't depend on my recognizing what my function is. I guess it's saying we can't quite recognize what our function is because we don't understand it yet. We don't understand forgiveness yet. And that is something to be forgiven. And that's where trust comes in. Yet I will trust in the light. I will see it as it is. This light, as I trust in it, as I see it what it is, that is forgiveness. That's the practice of it. Specific forms for using this idea in the later part of the day. Specific forms for using this idea might include, let this help me learn what forgiveness is. So if I have some sort of thing arise that wants me to be tempted to feel like, well, of course I'm upset because blankety blank blank, the news told me blankety blank, or my kid is like da 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 da, or my girl or boy blah blah blah, it was like DDD, let me choose to let this help me learn what forgiveness means. See, if we do that, that's a cool statement. It's such an undoing statement. Let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Hey, yo, bro. Hey, yo, sis. Holy Spirit. Holy moly, Spirit. Trust. Yo, trust. I'm going to give trust to trust, dude. Trust, when I give trust to you, trust, I gain trust in trust. Let this trust, Spirit, brother, let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Brother trust, sister trust, please let me let this go. Take it from me, and totally or wholly and fully, if I'm ready for that, and or give it back to me in a way that I can better learn what forgiveness means. Okay, the second suggestion of specific forms that we might use as if something arises that seems difficult. Okay, let me not separate my function from my will. Let me not separate my function from my will. Upsetting thing happens. Let me not separate my function from my will. My will and my function are one. God shares his will for happiness for me. I share God's will for happiness for me. The only function I have is the one God shares with me. My will and my function are one. Let me not separate my function from my will because of this. Holy moly, Misha says. Holy moly. Goodness gracious. Okay. The last one. I will not use this for an alien purpose. I will not use this for an alien purpose. What is an alien purpose? An alien purpose is a purpose that separates me from what I am. It seems to take me from outside of where home is, where I belong. I don't belong away from myself. The world of appearances may seem to say, you must feel terrible about blankety blank, or you must change blankety blank in order to feel at one with yourself. But this is an alien idea, an alien purpose. It's a journey outside where there is nothing outside. So that reminds me of at one point the narrator of the Course of Miracles. The narrator of the Course of Miracles sometimes claims to be, you can hear he or she is speaking as if he or she is our awake self, the self that knows we're not actually separate, but speaks to us in the terms of the dream we know we believe in. This being English, if you're hearing this, you understand this as English. So it will sometimes speak to us in our mind via English or via our brothers and sisters, like maybe the people who are in the bodies like right there next to us, or maybe the people on the TV or they're in their phone. It can speak to us via books like, the Course in Miracles. But also the narrator is kind of like, to me, the way I prefer to frame it is that it is that voice that, this is just a helpful way to frame it for me. It's that voice that can speak to us in the terms of the dream we know we believe in. For instance, this dream contains stories of, the Avengers comic books. It contains stories of Buddha. It contains stories of Shiva, all these things. But specifically, this voice, the narrating voice in the Course in Miracles, claims to be and uses the parable of Jesus often. Claims to be Jesus, claims to be Christ, claims to be the Holy Spirit. Those are all distinct things in powerful ways. That's helpful to have them be distinct, actually. The word Jesus is a lot like the word Joey or Misha or Brent. The word Christ is a lot like the word Buddha or like wholeness or a perspective or something like that. Anyway, so this, I'm reminded here, I will not use this for an alien purpose. So it's not a purpose outside of myself, not a purpose to take me away from myself, to say, I've got to go away from myself to connect them. I got to go do that out there. I got to go do something. I got to do this impossible task in order to feel at home now, or in order to feel at home sometime in the future, actually. It's kind of like, again, distancing itself from here and now. Okay, so the narrator of the Course says at some point something like, I am well known for having said the kingdom of heaven is within. He's speaking as if he's Jesus, right? I think so. That's in the Bible. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've read much of the Bible, but he says, I am well known for having said the kingdom of heaven is within. Then he says something like, this is a fine and good and helpful statement and all that jazz. In fact, I often in these readings, I mention that a lot, the kingdom of heaven is within. And it is really helpful, but he kind of one-ups himself. This is where the Course is non-dual, and it reminds us of non-duality in many useful ways. It says, I'm well known for having said the kingdom of heaven is within, and the truth is, there is no within, there is no without. You are the kingdom. How holy is this? Your holiness, your highness, your rightness, righteously, right here, right now. Forgiveness is your function as the light of the world, and you are the light of the world. Have a great practice today. Much love to everyone on your way. As you go, pray this way. I am the light of the world. Let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose, okay? Ciao, everybody. Go on your way. Enjoy.